Good morning. We'll call the meeting to order. First is open forum this morning. It should be a pretty quick meeting. And Mr. Grant, you have something you want to say?
I do, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
My name is Douglas Grant. I'm the commander of the American Legion here in Bella Vista, and I'm here today to thank the board and Mr. Judson for allowing us to use your property back on September 14th for a charitable fundraiser for an organization in Arkansas called We Are the 22. We Are the 22 is a group of volunteer veterans that intervene wherever they can to diffuse very serious situations and keep veterans from taking their own lives. Because of the ability to use the property there just north of Allens on the closed portion of Burksdale, we were able to have our 2.2 kilometer walk run. We had a raffle, and then along with the donations, financial donations we received, we were able to cut a check for We Are the 22 for $8,070.
Excellent.
So I have today to present to you, Mr. Lloyd, a certificate of appreciation. It says, for your support of Bella Vista American Legion Post 341 and all of those who have served in the fight to end veteran suicide, we thank you for your generosity. We're probably going to be back to see you next year because this was our first one, and we're very excited about planning another one down the road. So if I may.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That's fantastic.
We'll take a picture, and Tom, would you be in it? Sure.
Oh, sorry. Man. Break the camera. I know you. Let's do it in front of the flag. Do it here. How about do it here and go that way?
In front of the flag.
In front of the flag.
However you want to do it. You want the flag tonight. Okay, I like that. You're in the middle. You're in the middle. Okay. All right.
Hold on, let me, oh, you got it. Now look this way when you finish. One, two, three. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you very much. You all have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll put this on the TV station.
There you go. Very cool. All right. That was exciting. It's a good organization. Glad we could help them. Next, Rules and Reg, Rule and Reg Committee recommendations. We've got three policies and bylaws that we're in first and second readings on. So I'm going to turn it over to Tommy and go over these real quick.
All right, just a reminder to our viewers at home that the board has gone over these policies at the Rules and Regulations Committee. So if we go through this very quickly, please recognize that you can go back, see a previous meeting of the Rules and Regs, and get a little bit more clarity. With regards to policy 1.03.4, Charitable Giving Committee, this is up for the second and final reading. And so any questions on that? We've gone over it at this time 4 or 5 times, everything. The next three have pretty much the same changes. And so I'm pulling up, that's wrong. We're just gonna go off of what is in your packet. You'll see per the recommendations of the Rules and Regulations Committee, if you go down a couple pages, page 6 on your tablet, 6, 7, that we removed the 1-year requirement and we moved up the recommendation that you serve on the board to item B. And we made the same change on policy 2.09, which is the appointment of directors, 2.11, which is the election of directors, and the bylaws, which is really both. So we made all three of those, all the changes at all 3 locations. If approved by the board, this would be the first of 2 required readings. Any questions?
No.
Any further discussion on those? I know, like Tom said, we've talked about them a couple times. So
I just
Sure.
Had a quick question. I don't remember this. I don't care. I just want to know a little bit why we said this. Under G, cannot be required to register as a sex offender. Has that been there forever? I guess I just missed it.
Yeah, it's always been that. It's
Okay,
always been that.
all right, that's fine. I
Yeah,
just,
they can't be a registered sex offender.
it says cannot be required
Well,
to register.
Right. Sometimes it cannot be required to be registered as a sex.
It
Well,
means
if
you
if
can
they're
be a sex
offender, they have
offender.
to register.
Cannot be
right?
cannot be a registered sex offender.
Well, but this says.
Yeah, I got you. Required
Cannot
to.
be required to register as a sex
Yeah,
offender.
that's opposite, isn't it?
No, I think you're actually, because people do fail to register sometimes.
Cannot
okay,
be
that makes sense.
I'll go with
required.
that. That was not my intended purpose. I'll go with that. I think it works.
Cannot be required to register as a sex
Yeah,
offender.
yeah. So if they're required to do so, Jeff's point
Obviously, we're
is,
seeing
if
different
you're a
things.
registered sex offender, not everybody registers. So if you're required to register as a sex offender, then you can't, whether you're registered or not.
It's a broader.
Okay, he has a different line item than I do,
Okay.
so I like his better.
What we'll do is we'll also, we'll review this without the red lines, because sometimes the red lines make it a little bit challenging to read. And it looks like I added, subtracted, and so forth.
Okay.
We've touched this several times. We'll read it without the red lines and just make sure it makes sense.
Okay, as long as we get his and not mine.
You got it.
Can you share what his is, because we have yours?
Oh,
I'm just looking at 2.11, she's looking at
2.09.
Nice.
2.09, and
Uh-huh.
the red line is, it red line shows up differently.
Okay,
But if you look at 2.11,
It's
section
okay.
3,
okay.
number 7, oh,
We'll
We'll
get that
fix that,
fixed.
yeah, because that,
But I think
that's totally opposite.
the wording is a little
Awkward.
odd, but it does work.
Be required to register as a sex offender.
Yeah, because my 2.11 is the same as this one, so
Yeah.
I don't know what she's okay with.
We'll, for the board packet, for the next meeting, we'll provide you with a clean copy without the red lines. That way it'll make it a little bit easier.
Because if you didn't say cannot be required, if it said just not registered as a sex offender, you could not register, run, theoretically run, get elected, and then we wouldn't have any ground to say, hey, wait a minute, you're supposed to register, we don't want you on here.
That
Although
was the
they probably-
intention of how I wrote it, but yes.
Although they probably wouldn't pass a background check
True.
that we're all subjected to.
Fair point.
Yeah, true that. Anything else on that? We had a very nice first tour of the gun range. We had over 100 people in attendance. A lot of smiles, a lot of good questions asked and answered, so that went well. And just a reminder to our community that we have our first tour of Tanya Creek Practice Center is coming up this coming Tuesday at 3 o'clock. I anticipate that's going to be a blockbuster. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 150 people in attendance.
Is the parking lot,
We're going to have the parking lot cleared out, but if we get 150, we're going to have a problem. They're going to be all over the place. Nothing else from
Tom, I'd just like to say thank you for the tour. I thought John did an amazing job, and kudos to the whole team working out there. As I was saying earlier, being there firsthand and looking at the work being done really shows you just how intense the work is and how much there is. And it's very impressive. So thank you to the entire team.
They're doing a really great job.
And somebody was bragging earlier, one of us, don't know for sure, on the fact that we now have an archery.
Yeah, the ability to add the archery, that was an idea that we came up with when we were touring the facility. I really had no idea that there was that much brush and foliage between the two ranges, and once I saw that, I threw the idea out to John and Mike and Rick, and they made it happen. So.
That's the other thing, and you're exactly right, Deborah, but one of the things that I've seen multiple times on social media is the time it's taking. And I think we need to go back and people understand we didn't start anything until we owned the property that we had to get. So that delayed us a long time. Now that we've got that, things have really moved quickly. So kudos to Mike and the team for getting stuff done. I love it. Anything else? We almost had a record meeting, David, almost. Anything else before we go into announcements? No. All right. List of announcements. As Tom just said, the first Tanya Creek Community Tour is next Tuesday, October 22nd at 3 o'clock at 10 Nature Trail. Board of Directors regular session is Thursday, October 24th at 6. Department head budget presentation. This is a closed meeting. Is November 7th here in the boardroom at 9 a.m. Jessica's trying to keep us up all night.
It's very close, but it's coming.
That's gonna suck.
Rec JAC meeting is November 11th at 4 here in the boardroom. Golf JAC is November 13th at 4 in the boardroom. A budget presentation to the community is November 14th here in the boardroom at 6. And then we kind of things start getting a little wonky as far as timing goes, right? Around that time, Board of Directors regular session is November 21st here in the boardroom. And then the Lakes JAC is December 4th, already in December at 2 in the boardroom here.
Yeah, just we move the board meetings up 1 week in the months of November, December due to the holidays. The Lakes Committee usually combines the November, December meetings, and then the Golf Committee typically does not have meetings at all in December and January. So the schedule kind of goes all haywire a little bit, including requiring you guys to all be here at 9 p.m.
It's a pajama party.
It's a pajama, and we'll close at that comment.
Anything else? Nope. Meeting adjourned.
So